Our speaker needs no introduction. I think we all know her. Sometime back, she quit work. Is this one a little crazy? But she said that, the Lord was dealing with her on doing some other things. And I know that she has been more into the Word, spending more time with God, alone, praying, listening to His voice as to what He would have her do. And I myself can see a change and see the growth in her since she has been doing this. She has spoke for us several times on Wednesday nights when Brother Eddie couldn't be here, and she's done a wonderful job. She's done women's ministries devotion several times, does a wonderful job. And if you've ever, and I know you've been here and seen all the beautiful work that she always does decorating in the fellowship hall and in the church. She's just a multifaceted person. And we give God the praise for sending her and Bruce and Brandon and all the rest of her family. All of that then. All of them. We're just so glad to have you and we welcome you today. And now I introduce you to Miss Wendy Butler. And I know we're all going to be blessed by what the Lord has given to her to give to us.
Thank you. When God started giving me something, right after I was finally obedient to Him and I quit my job, and just pray and ask Him what He wants me to do and where He wants me to go, and He started giving me a message, and I thought, well, I'm not going to write it down. I'm going to get on the computer, and I'm going to start working it up, and I did. I said, I was like, Lord, I don't know when I'm supposed to do this, but it was like, just literally, I have on and off worked on this probably for 3 weeks, but since I found out that I was going to be here today, I have worked on it almost every second I had. I know this is not going to be a message that most women would think for Ladies' Day. It's not something that I was absolutely excited about because I'm a lady too and I'm speaking to myself. So I'm looking in a mirror when I'm talking to you today. But what I want to do is I want to tell the women of this church to wake up. Wake up. This is not the day to slumber and sleep. We are living in the last days. And the devil is busy. So busy. I want to read you a poem that absolutely tore my heart apart. And I'm going to walk around while I do it. I destroy homes. I tear families apart. Take your children, and that's just a start. I'm more costly than diamonds, more precious than gold. The sorrow I bring is a sight to behold. If you need me, remember I'm found very easily. I live all around you in schools and towns. I live with the rich and I live with the poor. I live down the street and maybe next door. I'm made in a lab, but not the lab you think. I can be made under the sink, in your child's closet, and even in the woods. If this scares you to death, well, it certainly should. I have many names, but there's one you know best. I'm sure you've heard of me. My name is Crystal Mee. My power is awesome. Try me. You'll see. But if you do, you'll never break free. Just try me once, and I might let you go. But you try me twice, and I'll take your soul. When I possess you, you'll steal and you'll lie. You'll do what you have to do just to get high. The crimes you committed for the narcotic charms will be worth the pleasure you feel in your arms, your lungs, and your nose. You'll lie to your mother you're stealed from your dad. When you see their tears, you should feel sad. But you'll forget your morals and how you were raised. I'll be your conscience, and I'll teach you the ways. I'll take kids from their parents and parents from their kids. I'll turn people from God and separate friends. I'll take everything from you, your looks, your pride. I'll be with you always, right by your side. You'll give up everything. Your family, your home, your friends, your money. Then you're all alone. I'll take and take till you have nothing more to give. When I'm finished with you, you'll be lucky to live. If you try me, be warned. This is no game. If given the chance, I'll drive you insane. I'll ravish your body. I'll control your mind. I'll own you completely. Your soul will be mine. The nightmares I'll give you while you're lying in bed, the voices you hear from inside your head, the sweats and shakes, the visions you'll see, I want you to know these are all a gift from me. But then it's too late, and you'll know in your heart that you are mine and we shall not part. You'll regret that you tried me. They always do. But you came to me, not me to you. You knew this would happen many times, you were told, but you challenged my power and chose to be bold. You couldn't have said no and just walked away. If you could live that day over, now, what would you say? I'll be your master. You will be my slave. I'll even go with you when you go to the grave. Now that you have met me, what will you do? Will you try me or not? It's all up to you. I can bring you more misery than words can tell. Come take my hand and let me lead you to hell. This was written by an Indian girl, and it does not give her name. She was jailed for drug charges and was addicted to meth, amphetamine. She wrote this while she was in jail. So this is her viewpoint of somebody trying to escape from hell. Not the hell that we're going to for eternity, but the hell here on earth. That Jesus Christ tries to save us from it. She fully grasped the horrors of a drug. She was released from jail, but true to her story, the drug owned her. They found her dead not long after that with a needle still stuck in her arm. Please keep praying for our children. Understand this thing is worse than any of us will ever realize. Let's pray. Father God, right now, you take control of me. You let your words come out of me. Not mine, Father, not my will, but thine be done. Oh, Father, just work your will in what you want to do in shaping us women. Oh, Father, help us this morning, Lord. I don't mean this hard, and I don't mean it in a bad way, but, Lord, you give it to me. It's in your word. I'm fixing to pull the word out. The word's not wrong. What do you want us to do, Father? In the name of Jesus, amen. I was really hesitant about even sharing that with you. But I myself, when I was in my younger years, I was no way perfect. And, you know, I got caught up in a lot of things. I got caught up in alcohol. Alcohol was good to me. My father was an alcoholic. And Cameron's father was an alcoholic. But you know, when I had my children, that changed my life. But if I'd have had that meth back then, I hate to tell you where I think I would be right now. Because alcohol had me. I loved it. I drank it every day. I was the life of the party. I was the one that drove everybody home. And I know that surprises you. I was the one that would be so drunk out there I couldn't even walk. But God. As long as you have breath, you've got a but God. I think of the people I could have killed on the highway. I literally drove from Lake Artesia, me and a couple of more of my friends. I was the designated driver, and I was real designated. And I don't like to tell this because it is ugly. But it's my past. It's not my future. And I would be driving, and I literally opened the door to make sure I was within that yellow line. And we were just, and still drinking. We didn't even stop. We were still partying. We were on to the next juke joint. We tried them that were the hard juke joints. I mean, you know, we went in them biker gang things, you know. We just, you know, I'd get home and I'd crash on the couch or whatever. To my knowledge, I don't think my mama has ever heard this and never even knew it. I've been so drunk before I just throw up all over myself and you know, I ruined my life. That life I ruined. And I can't do anything about it. Come on. But my future is bright. Because I know a man named Jesus. Ladies, today, I want to challenge us. Our pastor has been telling us that women are the what? Helpmate of their husbands. And if you're not married, you're the helpmate of Christ, I think. Now, we're the helpmates. Used to, I didn't ever see it because I was in a Baptist church. I was raised in a Baptist church, and I didn't go to Pentecostal until I really got saved. I got saved when I was in a Baptist church. Then I went out and played the world and, you know, had my party, had my fun, and the things that I done. But then I met Christ in a Pentecostal holiness church, the Gospel Tabernacle. Me and a friend went. And I saw him there. I'd never been introduced to the Holy Spirit. Didn't have a clue what the Holy Spirit. I thought, woo, I need what they got. Because if I get that, I won't need nothing else. Amen. Now some people come in and they say, oh, that scares me. That ain't even real. If you think it ain't real and you get that feeling, there's a chance that you may not ever be saved. But now there are some people that get in themselves, and it may, you know, it's easy to get trapped in emotions. You know, that's God give us emotions. You know, sometimes we do get trapped in. And I'll have to say, when I get to feeling the Lord going all over me, and it's like I've got a hold of the electric fence, it's got to come out. You know that. If you see me wherever, me and Aunt Rose, we are going to talk and we're going to raise our voice. So you can't come in here and say that I'm putting on, because this is Wendy. I'm not putting on a show. I'm all about my God. God has been dealing with me ever since I quit. I really didn't know where my place was, what I was going to do. Pastor Eddie has thrown a few things at me, and yes, I'll do that, you know, and a couple of things, but not real big things, but, you know, humbling things. And I think a servant of God needs to be humble. I think I would love to have a foot washing one day, because I can't imagine the humility that there would be in that. And God has been, He really wasn't even dealing with me about ladies. I was like, Lord, this is Ladies' Day, and you want me to do it this day? Yep, I want you to do it this day. I said, help me tie it in. He did. He gave me the little pretty bow. You know me, I got to have a bow on it. So he gave me the bow. I want to challenge every lady in this church, men too. I'm going to start a Bible prayer study. Don't really know what to call it right now. Don't really need a title. All I need is people to come in ready to get the word and pray. Our children every day are having drugs. They're not street drugs. They're prescription drugs. I've got friends I'm praying for right now that are in serious pain. I know what that pain is because I had it myself. Never figured out why I got it. The doctor told me it was neuropathy, and I thought, what? You know, that's diabetes. With diabetes, you know. Now I find out it could be a very hard accident, a very hard hit. Well, I got hit by a car, and I had forgotten that. Not really forgot it, but I forgot it at that point. But God spared me. But I was right. If I'd left that day, I'd have went home with it. But He had a purpose for me. But I was in severe pain, had no idea what it was. And at that time, people would call fibromyalgia. And I've been in the medical field a long time, and I knew that you come in there and you're hurting all over, you got fibromyalgia. And then your husband begins to think, oh yeah, just get up. If you get up, you'll feel better. If you just get up and start moving, you can do it. I get up every day. I don't feel like going to work, but I have to go. There are some men that get that pain, and they get it. But it's easy. When you hurt, and the doctor tells you that this right here is going to help you, that's what you're going to do. Did you remember that poem I just read? Very same thing. If it's a narcotic, it can be very addictive and deadly. I was pulling, and I wouldn't dare put that up here, but now the internet's good sometimes, but it ain't in other times. So I was pulling all this up about the addiction and stuff, because my heart burns and aches for these mothers. But I pulled up some pictures, and I wouldn't show you that, but I am going to tell you what it looked like. I got to have some water. I know why you want it. Whew. Had some pictures. People looked just like me and you, mud shots. They got caught for the first time. Face looked clear. They were healthy. Had said, wait, don't like me. It takes a lot to keep up these figures. But she looked like me. I mean, she had weight on her. 12 months from that, she was back in there. Another nudge. She had sores. Her eyes were all black. I mean, you know, not black from a black eye, but just, you know, lack of nutrition. She probably dropped 60 pounds. Her hair was, literally, her hair was just stuck up like you took some of that freeze it that you got and just froze it like his hair, but it was long hair. She looked so nice. I looked at picture after picture, looking at them, how they were and how they are, how they were and how they are. How they were can be changed on how they are now. Because there is a man called Jesus Christ. But you know what? Jesus is there for every one of them. Maybe not the exact same amount of time. I bet Pastor Eddie does a whole lot more studying than anybody in here. But he has a chance to. We have a lady, Miss Rita, that has just retired. And she's a godly woman. I mean, I have no doubt about that. I've always been a godly woman, as long as I've been here and known her. But she was working, but she retired. And all of a sudden, she blooms out teaching over at our women's ministry. And then she just taught Sunday school this morning. And I'm like, Miss Rita, oh, geez, you are wonderful. And I said, what in the world? She said, well, I retired and I've got time. But she was still doing it. Don't get me wrong, but just not in that magnitude. Now, I'm not saying you can read the Bible, you know. Yes, you can. There's TV. There's ball games. There's fishing. There's hunting. There's going shopping. Buying them clothes. Spending that money. Looking on it. You get, here's the best thing. I get on that internet. And I'm typing up this thing. I ain't looking for nothing but just, you know, I'm busy with God. Me and God's busy. Some pops up. Pinterest. Oh, jeez, I need to look at that. You know, my mind's scattered already. You know. Then, this girl pops up. About half naked. And I'm like, okay. So then you got to spend about 5 minutes, literally, and I just put my little cursor there, and I click X, 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 and it, you know, they keep rolling up, rolling up. But you know, I sit there and I look at that girl, and I get a little bit of curiosity of it. Now maybe y'all ain't like me, but I wonder, why are you on my computer? You know, and I'm like, have somebody to talk to. Have somebody to, you know, maybe you get on there and you on Facebook, and I'm not real good with the messenger, but some people are, and they will, they'll get on some kind of little message thing, and people will start calling out to them, you know, and an old classmate calls out to you. Maybe one that you used to date, you know. Hey, how are you doing? Yeah, oh, I've got 2 children. I'm married and da-da-da. Married don't mean nothing. Don't to the world. If you're living in the world, it don't mean a thing. It's just a, you know, an arrangement is what I would call it. It's an arrangement. But they get on the telephone or the thing, and, you know, they get to talking, and, oh, my wife, she just don't pay me not one bit of attention. My husband, you know, he's just everywhere. Let's meet for lunch. Let's meet. So you go to lunch. You're married. You've got children. Husband thinks you're at work. You go in there and you just talk. But see, he's mad with his wife. You're mad with your husband. What they don't know, when they get together, it's going to be the same thing over again. Pastor Eddie preached a sermon not less than four, maybe it was Wednesday night, on husbands and wives. When you get married, there is nowhere that God tells you to give divorce or to leave. Now Moses said, if you just can't live together and you've got to argue all the time, just get a divorce. Just go ahead and get a divorce. God's speaking to us. In the days of Noah, I don't know if you remember, but we had a ship in here representing Noah's Ark 6 months ago. And you think about that ark. He was building that ark, and God was telling them, there is going to be a flood. Get in the ark. God is telling us. Let me tell you what God's telling us in His Word. I got to thinking I've been going so hard I ain't give the Word. That's the most important thing. Don't be naive. He understands. He picks on me. I don't know why, but he does. Now I can pick on him. There are difficult times ahead. This is God telling us, hello, woohoo, right now. We're right here. It's 2019, right? 2020 is right here. 2021's right here. Possible. What's He telling us? He said, as the end approaches, people are going to be self-absorbed. They're all about pleasing who? Themselves. Themselves. Do I feel good? Don't matter if you feel good. Do I look good? Don't matter if you look good. Money hungry. Money, money, money. Money. Remember that song? I just see it raining down. Look. We are. I don't mean to pick on you, and I hope you're not going to get mad with me for this. But when I was doing this, she was on Facebook asking for prayer. She said she had another job opportunity. Right there in my mind, the next thing I seen was, he said, more what you put, money, did you put, how's your format? What'd you say? The devil will tempt us. He throws out what looks good. I bet if you're like our household, that money would mean a whole lot in your household. When I left my job, I was scrambling. I was like, Lord, but every time it's been there. Not overabundance. Not had that cash in my pocket I used to have. But it's been there. And I even got to go see the son for $400. Man, bring it. Nate Rose. Self-promoting, boastful, bragging about themselves. Bragging. Stuck up. Proud of what they've become. Look at what I've done. Look at me. Our pastor told us, you know, when you're, I can't remember what he was even talking about, but he said, you know, God called him into the ministry. And he was going in there and he was like, woo, I want to be the pastor. him right now, because you know he likes to talk. So I'm going to be the pastor. He's called me in here. I'm going to be at least the assistant pastor. And he's bringing him to a room, and he's thinking that room is going to be his office. And he goes in there, he's always got a woman in there. There's a mom with hair on it. They want him to be the janitor. I don't know, but I've been told that maybe Tammy does all the cleaning, and Pastor Eddie don't do the cleaning. So I'm guessing he's like my husband, and he was like, I ain't clean. And he even told the men, why can you not hit it? Cleaning up other people's stuff. But he said he learned something. Y'all better praise God right now, because he is all over this. Profane, worldly, devoted to that which is not sacred or biblical. Contemptuous, I guess I pronounced that right, contemptuous of parents, which is meaning disrespectful to parents. Hello. What did that just say? I'll take from my parents. I'll lie to my parents. I'll do anything. Let me tell you something. It's the rich and the poor. It's the 16-year-old, 14-year-old, 28-year-old, name it. It's our children. Not only our children. Sometimes it's the mama and the daddy, and you leave the child at home. I was talking to a lady the other day in the Dollar General, a good friend of mine. And she said, I hadn't seen her in a long time. She said, Wendy, I've got a child now. I said, a child? She was older than I was. God bless you. But anyway, she said, in fact, the mom and dad go out using meth, high, lock their children in the motel room. This is Salemburg. This is real. This is home. One night she said they were on the couch. She said, I want that cover, sissy. I want that cover. I want it. She was trying to pull it. She said, I'm about to freeze. And the lady spoke up and she said, you don't even know what freezing is. She looked at her. She said, everything got real silent. She said, I know what freezing is. She said, because me and my mama had slept under a bridge and I had a towel to cover me. That's Salemburg, y'all. Where I live, 15 minutes. It's happening. Don't think that you cannot be the next one. The only way you will not be the next one is to have the blood of Jesus Christ applied to your life. Be filled with the Spirit. Because you can't live it today. Time's getting short. The devil's getting very hard. And he knows this. He's bringing in meth. And all this mess. Alcohol. I know this mama. I ain't going to tell who she was. She had a son, and he had never drunk before. I believe he was like 17 years old. And one night, he had gone out with some guys. That night, the mom was asleep, the dad was asleep, everybody's brother was asleep. Doorbell rang. The mama come to the door. And she just panicked. Because here's two people literally had the feet, one had the feet, one had the arms. This woman thought that child was dead. She thought that he had been run over. She freaked out. That was her son. What in the world have you done to him? What is wrong? He's been drinking. He's upset. He's drinking beer. Drunk a, what's the biggest pint? Fifth? I don't know, pint, fifth, whatever. The biggest one, just, whoo, straight down. First time he's ever drunk. To my knowledge.
Boy.
There, I have messed it up. Anyways, you look. You think this may be it. You get him in the bedroom. He starts throwing up. He's faced up. This woman said he urinated all over the bed and never woke up. Couldn't get his attention. He was lifeless. He was foot up, take his foot off. He was lifeless. Didn't even know he was in the world. Can you imagine this mom? It's hard. Life is hard, man. Our kids are exposed to many different things. Now you've got to worry about if they go out, is somebody going to snatch the girl and use her for trafficking? And if you don't think that won't ruin her life, I can't even imagine. It's real, y'all. But God's telling us. He's told us, just like He told Noah. He is saying, it's coming. Bad times are coming. This right here. Does anybody recognize it? I know at least 2, 3, 4. It's worn out. Bless his heart. I told him one day, I said, Pastor Eddie, we'll buy you a wallet, do you? I didn't think. I made this. We put it together several times. But my thing is, it's worn out. Means he's been grabbing for that. Woo, Terry. Woo, I hope you're on the other end of it. That's been worn. But is that the most important thing in his life? What in your house is worn out? What makes I've seen a couple of TVs come through my house. What have you had come in your house? What's something that's wore out? I pulled these from some ladies this morning. This is one Bible. I would say she'd been studying. Here's another Bible. This right here is the dear saint that's living. One of, I should say one of. I used to go to church with her. She's had it recovered. She's never used another Bible. I went to her house this morning. I bet you can't find a scripture in here that she's not touched and wrote. Every sermon, every... That Bible had fed. She'd have to come in every Sunday morning and make sure her hair was right. She was pretty. She wore high heels. She's probably 87, 88 now. She just stopped wearing high heels. I'll see how she walked. Look at this. These are prayer requests. Written. This woman prays for these people. She calls them out. What does ours look like at home? Times are worse than they were then.
That's good.
This lady used to tell me, I went to let's see how much I I went to Zoe Church. That's where I first was raised as a Christian. And this lady, the first time I seen her, she was filled with the Holy Spirit. And she didn't care what she said. You know, if the Lord give it to her, she gonna tell you about it. You know, she was very like, don't ever pray what you don't really want. But I did really want it. I prayed, Lord, I'm gonna be just like her. She goes in places and, you know, prays with them, and she's bold. And this morning I said, Miss Ruth, I said, I'm just like you. She said, honey, I know you are. You're just like me. I'm not putting myself on a pedestal because I have failed many times. I don't read the word. I have since I found out I had to do this. I can promise you I have been in the word. Me and God's been talking and whew. And then the devil did. I had everything perfectly scripted out. Yes. It disappeared. That's what the devil would do for you. But you know what? Ha, devil. Got you. You think God's telling us we need to be more in the Word? We need to be more about prayer. We need to be looking at our children and seeing what's happening. Darren's got a clip he wants us to see. By the way, I didn't even know about this. This was another God thing. Did you have problems doing it? I was good. The devil didn't mess with you.
That's who we are. Come on, get in line right behind me. You along with everybody, thinking there's worth in what you do. Then like a hero takes the stage when we're on the edge of our seat, saying it's too late. Well, let me introduce you to amazing grace. No matter the bumps, no matter the bruises, no matter the scars, still the truth is the cross has made, the cross has made you flawless, has made you flawless. No matter the hurt or how deep the wound is, no matter the pain, let me introduce you to grace, grace, God's grace. No matter the bumps, no matter the bruises, no matter the scars, still the truth is the cross has laid, the cross has made you flawless, has made you flawless. And no matter the hurt or how deep the wound is, no matter the pain, still the truth is the cross has made, the cross has made you flawless. No matter what they say or what you think you are, the day you call His name, He made you flawless. He made you Some say don't give up and hope that your good is good enough. Head down, keep on working. If you can earn it, you deserve it. Some say push on through. After all, it's the least that you can do. But don't buy what they're selling. It couldn't be further from the truth. What if I were the one to tell you that the fight's already been won? Well, I think your day's about to get better. What if I were the one to tell you that the work's already been done? It's the best news ever. Some say don't ask for help. God helps the ones who help themselves. So press on, get it right. Otherwise, get left behind. Some say He's giving us hope. So try hard, then try a little more. But hold up, if this were true, explain to me what the cross is for. What if I were the one to tell you?
That right there was beautiful. Did you notice how it didn't matter whose child it was, they would be helping it or, you know, giving it something or whatever. When you're a church, you're a family. Every child in here should mean just as much to you as your child. Now there's going to be a little bit of grandchildren come along. Maybe you don't have a child. Maybe you don't have children. Maybe you're just a young adult. You're not married. Maybe, you know, you've got people that you are leading in this church because, believe it or not, they see you in other places. They hear you in other places. And they probably don't even say anything. They may just quietly walk away and, you know, just it's processing what's happening. I want to read you something from God's Word. I never got finished with that, but I challenge y'all to go and read Timothy, 3rd chapter, verse 1 through 5. It will tell you everything that is going on right now.
Amen.
So it tells me that the time is drawing near.
Oh, yeah.
In Psalms 1:1 it says, "Blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel or advice of the wicked, or stand in the way of sinners, or sit in the seat of mockers." The people that we hang around has a lot to do with our life. If I choose people that are abusive to their wives, to hang around, then eventually my husband is probably going to come home. And that next time he gets mad with me, he's going to lay me on the floor. If you go out partying, and maybe you ain't drinking. Maybe you're just drinking a virgin margarita. But maybe one of your church members sees you. And my husband wouldn't even, we were sick and somebody talking about rock and ride. I said, you ain't going to the liquor store, are you? Yeah, I am. I got to go to Benson today. I'm going to go to the liquor store. Nobody won't see me there. Well, they won't even know. It was closed. It was some kind of holiday. You better watch who you stand around. Because in that word it says, we don't walk, okay? This is walking over here with this one today, and then this one, you know, the next day I'm with this crowd, I'm not at church. We stand in the presence of our enemies. I'm not saying, don't take this wrong, I love the sinner, but I hate the sinner. You've got to hate that sin. When you walk up to the grocery store and you meet somebody and you see somebody and they start talking to you and they're just sending off ugly words and, you know, just talking all that, you know, and you just, I don't want to make them mad. Lord, she'll kill me. I don't want to make them mad. Next thing you know, she's got your telephone number, y'all are calling, y'all are talking. Oh, well, let's go out to such and such, you know. Oh, we'll grab a beer or something. No, I don't drink. I kind of go to church. I think I'm a Christian. I'm not real sure. When you're a Christian, you know that you know that you know that you know. You jump them hoops and stuff. We do not sit in the same place with those that are laughing and teasing and sneering. Sin's fun for a while. How do you think you get through it? It has to be enticing. When I was away, and I know y'all won't kill me, I'm sorry. I learned from the best. But I think this is serious. I think we're living in the last days. I think God wants us to be serious. He warned us just like He warned Noah. They choose not to believe it. I don't want to be led to. Because times are getting to where now you see people, I see people making 3 and 4 meals out of one meal. You know, it's getting tough for even the people that are, you know, not even wealthy. Just, you know, I can't imagine those that are widows and they are trying to live on an income and not working. But my mama still works. If she didn't, she couldn't do it. Do you think it's getting better? Does God's word say it is getting better? It's not. If you go home tonight, I want you to visualize what this video was. Right this minute, a lot of them are probably here. They're here with us in the church. But tomorrow, they could be very easily one of those that is snatched. How many of them do we have? I know there is diseases and stuff that is bad. But church, let's get ready. I'm going to give you This past weekend, I was went to see my granddaughter. Aunt Rose, and everybody knows Aunt Rose, was with us. And me and Brandon. And up in the car, we had just met Lexi, and you know, when you're not with your granddaughter all the time, you have no idea what she watches, what she does. You know, so I found out she does Mickey Mouse, and, you know, she likes, all right, Rose, stand up, give us a lesson. I hated this song. I did. I was like, Rose, don't sing that no more. And you know what I was doing Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday? Singing this song.
Baby Shark song. Baby Shark, da-da-da-da-da-da. We started singing the Baby Shark song.
And you start singing it. And the next thing you know, you're washing dishes. What I'm saying is, whatever you are putting in your body, in your mind, in your eyes, in your ears, in your mouth, it is affecting your heart and your relationship with God. Just like that, innocent song, nothing wrong with it. And I'll go as far to say there's probably nothing wrong with country music, any kind of music. But now my son, I tell you, my mama listens to 107.3 because it's encouraging, it lifts me up, it don't remind me of my past sitting on a bar stool, acting like a darn fool. See, I still remember. It's funny, but it's true. What you put in your body, it's the temple of God. It says it in God's Word. Your body is a temple. So what are you going to put in it? I'm challenged. I am challenging you today to come to me, call me, do whatever you need to do. But we're going to start a Bible study. No, let's not. It's not going to be an in-depth Bible study. What I'm envisioning is the leader, ever who's leading that night, they'll get scripture. They'll be praying that whole week. Lord, what are you going to lay on my heart? The Lord will lay a scripture on your heart. He'll do it. And you know what? God knows what these women are going to need for that day. Everyone who calls me, I'm going to see if it's young people and older people, people that work, people that don't work. I'm going to set a day. And we'll see how serious we are. I'm included. Lord knows. I am so ADD, I can get out there decorating and be in here praying the next minute. I mean, you know, really. Let's get serious with God. I love my ladies. They're praying. We love our children. We're not going to let meth take them. We're not going to let alcohol take them. When you go home tonight and you put that little girl to bed, you remember that same path you walk down, they possibly will. That ought to cause us to get on our knees every week. Amen. So when you come by here and you see all these women crammed up here, you know what we're doing. God started birthing this Bible study prayer thing for a right good while. And the devil tried his darndest to just detour me. Just detour. But he didn't win. Today, I'm going to give an altar call to Nathan's going to come on up, and thank you so much, Nathan. I guess everything I'm saying is wake up! Wake up! The call of God is here. He wants His people to stand up and make a difference. Don't go in Walmart and fill in and hear somebody talking, you know, stuff that gossiping about somebody, and you just stand there. Say, let's pray about them. They need prayer. I love the sinner. I love them. I was once one, and somebody loved me and prayed for me. And bless my mom. Whew. She had a time praying for me. This morning, this afternoon, if you don't know where you stand with Christ, don't make it right. Just go to the altar. Say, Lord, I don't even know where I stand with you. Am I saved? Am I really saved, Lord? Because I don't want to see this stuff happening to me. Because somebody is going to win your soul. There's two choices. There is a heaven and there is a hell. There's no other choice. God said you're either hot or you're cold. He said if you are lukewarm, what did he say? I will spew. I will spew you out of my mouth. Your heart today is somewhere. I know that. That I know if you're saved or not saved, no, don't know that. But I know one thing, if there's any question in your mind, get it right. He's warning us just like he did in the days of Noah. And when you get saved, the church fails on this. I'm not talking about this church, I'm talking about every church in America. If they get focused on getting these people every day reading their Bible and praying, I think we forgot that. You know, used to that was, you know, everybody knew to read their Bible and to pray. And when you call and talk to somebody, talk about something about prayer, something you need to pray about. If you talk about somebody being sick, don't write their name down or, you know, try to remember it. Please don't try to do that because you'll probably forget it. Pray for them right there. God don't want us on milk the rest of our life. That baby right there will not drink milk the rest of her life. I think her family will give her something more than milk. Are you on milk? Well, let's go on. Let's go to the next step. I'm going to be very blunt. The altar is open. If you need prayer and you want a deacon or someone to pray, pastor to pray with you, or some of our elders, let me know. You can do it yourself, though. You don't need us. You know what you need to do. And God's telling you right now, that feeling that you're feeling, I feel it all the time. And it hurts. That's the hurtness, but to know that my God has to call me out on something. And I need to go to that altar and I need to make it right, but you better make it right. Because there's some people out there that may be on drugs, driving, alcohol, under the influence, crazy, you know, that run into you tonight and kill you. Seems y'all are going through a lot right now. But I know a woman that's praying for y'all. Be thankful for your mamas. And your mamas at home and your spiritual mamas at church.